How does it go?
It goes blah 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 blah.
If you are familiar with that clip somewhere from the internet, please stay tuned for this video. I'm going to explain how I shot that and how it became such a huge online phenomenon.
Okay, alright.
What the fuck is a code?
Add it up.
I don't know why I bought it.
Violate it.
Where did you get a goat from?
I got him from a petting zoo.
Yo, what's going on guys? Welcome to today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed the intro. I'm actively trying to make sure that I be creative in vlogs from now on. As you guys know, I usually have a whole bunch of issues with my A7S II. My buddy Ali has actually been kind enough to lend me his A7 III for the next couple of weeks leading up till Gatlinburg, which I'm gonna be a vendor there, so make sure you're there so you can grab some lunch. Anyways, today's video is gonna be a little bit different than usual. Usually I am working on this piece of shit right here and doing all sorts of stancy things. Today I figured I would do kind of a story time. And if you guys like this style of content, you get to the end of the video and you liked it and you would like to see or hear more interesting stories, because believe me, there is a lot of untold things that have happened around my YouTube channel that have never actually made it onto the channel, and I have some stories to tell. So today's video is going to be based around how I made one of the most viral automotive online challenges of all time. Okay, so before we begin, we do actually have a sponsor for today's video. All right, this does not happen very often, so thank you to Nonda for sponsoring today's video. What I have here is the ZUS Smart Vehicle Health Monitor System. This is basically an OBD2 plugin. You plug it into the car and it Bluetooths to your phone. It provides you with a bunch of useful tools to basically check and see what's going on with your car. So some of the key features are that you can basically scan and check for check engine codes, which will save you at least $150 if you went to a dealership to do the same thing. Isn't that crazy? You can literally pull it up on your phone on an app. Now, one of the key things for me, especially as a business owner or somebody who is self-employed, this thing will track your mileage, and actually it can track different trips and give you IRS compliant reports. This is awesome because it will save you money on your taxes. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the OBD2 plugin right here. It's a little cube with a Q on it, and then you just plug it into the OBD2. Once it is plugged in, you're gonna switch the car on and open up the app. Once on the app, you can add your first device. You will connect to it. Once it's connected, you can see the Pro dashboard where you have a live monitor of everything that is going on with your car. Then to do a scan, you're gonna click on Safety and hit Scan. It's gonna go through and check all the systems on the vehicle, and as you can see, nothing wrong with my car. But of course, if you do have a check engine code, you can just hit Clear Codes and you're good to go. Guys, I haven't even mentioned the best part about this. The ZUS Smart Vehicle Health Monitor is free. For a limited time only, they're giving it away for free. So all of the things that I just mentioned, you can do at no cost. So this is an extremely helpful tool for anybody, whether you're into cars or you just own a car. You need to check and see what's going on with your vehicle, and this is the tool to do it. So thank you to Nonda for sponsoring today's video. Let's get on with this story. I just have to premise first, this was never intended, it was never pre-planned, and like every good viral video, it just happened completely naturally. Okay, so 2015, I moved to the US, moved to the suburbs of Detroit. around the Royal Oak area, Birmingham area. Very common for the car scene. And the two people that I pretty much met first were Brian and Joanna. You may know her as that 1320 chick. You may know him as Detroit Riot. Brian had a CTS-V wagon and she had a CTS-V sedan. Now, obviously, they're both completely awesome cars, but the CTS-V wagon is quite a special vehicle. If you're not familiar with the car, do a quick Google search for the CTS-V wagon. Not a super common car. I think only like 300 of them were made in a manual. Now, one of the first videos that I actually filmed with the car was the video that this clip was featured in. I decided I was probably going to film more stuff with their cars, so I called the series CTS-V Things.
Am I good?
Now, it wasn't the most consistent series I have ever done. In fact, I've never really done very many consistent series. So the very first episode, we kind of decided it should be around the exhaust. The car was already wrapped in a 3M Atomic Teal, which is a very bright color, and it's like Brian's favorite color too.
Today we are going to be working on making it obnoxiously loud to make it match the obnoxiously loud color that it is.
And so the car had a stock exhaust at the time, which was not loud enough for how loud the color was. We decided we'd record the video in the format of comparing how it is stock to how it is once the exhaust is done. So it actually ended up being a 3-month-long video because when we started it, we got a little bit done, basically just so it was like open headers, and then came back to do the Cook's headers, and then there was some like doing a watt box in the middle of it. And then my microphone broke and we had to wait 2 months for that to get warrantied. Thank you, Rode.
Since then, Lum broke his microphone, so we've been waiting on that.
We finally ended off the video by recording some clips where I basically put the microphone next to the exhaust. We had the camera suction cupped up to the sunroof so that you could kind of see the point of view looking through the car, and then the audio was coming straight from the exhaust. Wasn't the best audio. It definitely sounded very loud and distorted and didn't do justice to how the car actually sounded. The way that this clip came about was pretty much, we had done a bunch of clips where it was just the audio from the exhaust. We had pulled over to then grab a couple of beauty shots on the side of the road and actually turn around in traffic and head back towards the house because the traffic was getting bad. While we stopped, we grabbed a couple of exterior shots, and in this rear shot, you can actually see the microphone mounted on the back of the car. After we had done those, we were just sitting in the car and kind of just figuring out where we were going to go and what we were going to do. At the time, I was using the Panasonic GH4, and the iPhone app was really responsive, so you could basically hit record, you could focus, you could change all your settings from within the app, and you could see what you were recording. So I was sitting in the passenger seat and I was looking at the screen and just adjusting settings and messing with it. And Brian, the goofy dude that he is, decided that he was just going to start making engine noises and like playing around with the shifter.
Blah, 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 blah.
He was an adult at the time, but still, he is a child and he does this. You know, he was just banging gears, making noises, and I thought it was hilarious. And I hit record, but it had a couple seconds delay, and he had stopped doing it by the time that I had started recording. And so what you hear in the start of the clip is me saying, "How does it go?" That is me basically triggering him to do it again without telling him that I'm recording. I just wanted him to repeat it because I thought it was funny, and I was just gonna capture it on camera. And I was like, you know, this is funny blooper footage that I can throw in on the end of a video. It'll be mildly entertaining, and you just get to see Brian's kind of childish personality come across a little bit. And so he didn't know that I actually recorded it, but I just recorded him messing around, making those noises and slamming it into second gear.
It's an 8-second quarter mile with the parachute in the back.
Yep. So progressing from there, we left, started driving a little bit further back. We got some more exhaust clips, and then we actually pulled over and decided that we wanted to get some supercharger clips. And the plan was we were gonna try and put the microphone in the engine bay somewhere. We actually ended up zip tying it around the strut brace.
I feel like if we could take it off of this, we could like put it on the underside of that.
It's not mounted very securely, but we're hoping that it'll work. The car was bone stock at the time besides the exhaust, so getting any kind of blower whine from it was fairly difficult. Usually you need like an intake, a pulley, blah, 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 to really get any sound. So we were just trying to make do with what we had. We did that, got the levels adjusted, basically pulled out onto the road, gave it a little bit of a pull, and I had my earphones in at the time, and you could hear that blower screaming. That was perfect. We did a couple of super hard pulls where it was just, you know, roll away from a light, quick 1-2 shift, and like up to third maybe. Nothing too hectic, but it sounded absolutely insane coming through my earphones. At the time, I was trying to basically come up with a cool intro to start off the series that would get people excited to watch the videos. And you know, I was going through all the footage, and I was kind of planning that I was literally just going to cut up some clips of him doing a full throttle pull, you know, 1-2-3 shift or whatever, just so it looked really exciting. And then I came across the blooper clip in the middle of it. Now I hadn't actually adjusted where the camera was positioned between where we were parked and when he was driving again. So the continuity was perfect, and I realized that I could use that blooper shot, basically get him goofing off, making the sound, and then when he slams it into second gear, because his hand and the shifter will be in the same spot as him when he's actually driving it, and the camera's in the same position, I figured, why don't I merge these together somehow and make it look like something completely awesome? So that's what I did.
How does it go?
It goes blah 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 blah.
It was very, very minimal editing on my part. I will be honest with you, because the clips were lined up, it was very easy. I basically just had to find the right frame of which him shifting into second lined up perfectly with him shifting when he was actually driving. And we used one of the clips where you could hear the supercharger whine because I thought it sounded a little bit crazier and slightly different, and the pitch of the audio of the blower actually matched up to the pitch of his voice a little better. So the transition allowed it to be a lot smoother. This worked out so perfectly, it's unreal. Now, we're not going to talk about the full video here. If you do want to go check it out, I will leave a link in the description, or there will be a link up there. So we're just going to talk about the actual clip. So I posted the clip on my personal Facebook page, and within the hour, it had probably been shared by like 50% of the people on my friends list, a lot of them being car people, and people were just going nuts. They were like, this is so crazy, this is an insane transition, I can't stop watching this over and over again. And I was like, okay, this is interesting, like just seeing how my personal Facebook reacted to it. I wonder how it would do if it was on a bigger platform. I'm sure you guys are familiar, there is a huge page, Car Throttle. Now, they were accepting email submissions for cool car videos for them to basically use and upload. And I was like, okay, let's just send it to them and see if they'll post it. I'm sure it'll do really well. So I did, I emailed it to them, and sure enough, like a couple of days later, they posted it on their social media. Now, they had edited it slightly, and they had put in really funny captions over the top of it, which actually made the video a little bit more funny.
How does it go?
It goes blah 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 blah.
It blew up immediately. Literally within 24 hours, I think we saw maybe like 300,000 to 500,000 views. And I hadn't personally seen views go that crazy that quick. So it was quite a shock, and we had a whole lot of people tagging us in it, both me and Brian. They're like, look at this is you, blah, blah, blah. And it was just getting shared like crazy. After a week or two, the hype from it died down a little bit. And then I think maybe a month or two later, Car Throttle actually reposted it, and of course it sparked the engagement again. There was thousands, hundreds of thousands of people sharing it, and it was crazy. Now to jump a little bit in the timeline, fast forward a few years, this is about 8 months ago from now, I made a TikTok account, which I had initially not taken TikTok seriously at all because I was like, it's just 15-year-olds dancing on there and I don't want to see that. And after being on the app for maybe 10 minutes and really just following a couple of automotive related pages, I realized that the For You page is genius and it will literally show you what you want to see. So I didn't see 15-year-olds dancing, I saw cool automotive videos. It allows you to upload, you know, stuff that you have in your camera roll. So I scrolled back through and I came back across the clip and I was like, this has gone super viral a bunch of times, tons of pages have shared it a few years ago. Let me just post it on here and see if it re-sparks that virality. And sure enough, I posted it and it blew up again. Now, what I didn't expect was this time that it would turn into a trend. Instead of people just watching it and sharing it and getting excited by it, TikTok has the feature where you can reuse the sound and basically create your own video. I didn't realize this until maybe like a month or so in. Thousands of people had recreated the damn video using the sound on their own TikTok. Now, it's even crazier than that. People have made their own versions using their own sound, and there's thousands of people now using their sound, like off of this original idea that I started. I cannot even fathom how many people have seen that clip and how many people have, for some reason, felt inspired to recreate it. It's insane. So yeah, that is how the most viral automotive internet trend came about. We never set out with the intention of it being a viral video. It was two dudes in a car with a camera, and a moment happened. Using my slight editing knowledge, merged it together so it was a smooth transition, put it out to the world, and the world did what they did with it. If you've seen the trends and you've not seen the clip, you're aware of where it came from now. I will say I haven't yet seen a recreation that I would consider on the same level. I've seen plenty that are kind of okay. There's been some good ones, but I haven't seen any that looked as natural as that. And I think that is purely down to the point that it just happened on accident. Anyway, it's all fun and games. I do massively appreciate everybody for sharing that clip over the years, recreating it, and I don't know. I hope that it brings you some kind of joy, and let me know in the comments below what you think about that clip and this whole thing. Yo. Okay, so I'm recording a video basically just telling the story of how we essentially created the viral internet challenge that is the teleport into second gear video.
Buy a CTS-V. Step 2, be a fucking moron while Liam's taking pictures and make noise with your mouth. Step 3, Liam says, wait, hold on. Do that again for the camera. Step 4, Liam records Brian being a moron in front of the camera. Go about our day. Step 6, I think I skipped 5.
Yep.
Fine. Step 6. Clips just perfectly lined up, like balls.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. It all stems from those like, I'm gonna make super noises with my mouth, or I'm gonna do truck noises with my mouth.
What else can you do with your mouth?
Not a whole lot, brother. So then every year it like comes back up a little bit, and it's like, oh, haha, hilarious, and then TikTok and all the kids get it, and now it's like, oh my god!
And now everybody has recreated it.
But I think the ones that make me laugh the most, because they're the most terrible, are the dudes that sit there in automatics.
And go from park to drive.
Yeah. It's like, you didn't even try, man. Like, come on. Because it's like, pop, 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 pop.
And this, everybody, is Brian Reed. This is how this happened.
Joe, Brian, what up? We are in combination that 1320 chick on YouTube. Joe's got a real fast 18, and I got a Whipple Coyote swap that's a 95 in the works.
So yeah, no more CTS-V things, but Mustang things. So if you want to see some fast cars, go over to their channel. Appreciate it, Brian.
No problem.
See you, Joe. Yeah, there's my 15 seconds of fame, even though Brian's the one who's really in the video. I would love to say that it actually brought me any fame or success, but most of the shares never actually related back to me or the business or anything, but that's totally fine. I'm just super appreciative that it blew up and it was something that we created, and it's now inspired other people to try and recreate the same transition, which is crazy. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments below. I will tell you right now, if you like fast cars, this is probably not the channel for you, but if you like cars that are slammed to the ground and basically not very functional, but they look cool, hit the subscribe button, because that's all I do here. I basically work on this thing, document other people's cars, and trying to get back into doing some cinematic stuff as well, which is, back in the day, that was what I was known for. But give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed that clip, and I appreciate every single one of you for watching. Like I said, let me know if you want to see more videos like this. And anything to add, Ari? Anything? That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.